What's your VW origin story?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hello. Ooh, look at that straight paint. What you doing?
I'm not sure which camera to look into. It's so
Ah,
shiny.
It is so shiny. It's like a mirror. You could read a book in that.
Well, not there.
Almost. Yeah, you're not even done. What are you up to on there?
Making it straight and making it so I've got aluminum block.
Yeah.
As you guys know, custom make my own blocks. If there's any interest in me, I'll hook you up. And I'm starting my cut at 1500 wet. And this was painted yesterday. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it does.
So this is the
Snow blind paint.
This is the glamour clear. So
Nice.
what glamour clear is it had its primary 2 layers of clear.
Yeah.
And I went back and roughed it up at 800, and then I shot 4 more layers of clear the next day. And the reason for doing this is I'm adding depth into the paint. Since this is on the top of the roof, I'm going to be doing this on this piece. I'm going to be doing that on the front hood when I paint it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be doing it on the rear hood when I paint it, because that's really where the sun's going to be hitting off and seeing.
Yeah.
The client just wanted a show car, and this is what a show car means. A lot of this.
It's really
So
shiny.
all the sanding will be done by hand
Woof.
with an aluminum block, which is insane because this thing, I love it.
No fingerprints, huh?
They're overrated.
All right, it's looking good. So we had a question that came in.
I like questions.
I know you do. So here's the question. How did you get started doing VW restoration?
This actually started as a hobby for me. So as a kid, I was kind of really fascinated about mechanical things and taking stuff apart. My father's into amateur radio, and I used to build a lot of radios with him and transmitters and repeaters. And I just kind of gravitated toward cars. And it was either going to be this or motorcycles. And I actually do have an endorsement to ride motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
So I do enjoy those. But for some reason, the bug kind of caught me before I could even drive.
The bug.
And so I had restored very poorly my first car, got it up and running. And then I started building beams, narrowed beams, because there was an interest in it with a stick welder.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned out pretty good. Nothing ever fell apart. Nobody ever got killed. So we're good. And it was just for my friend. And then I built a few cars, and I got better and better and better. Acquired tools, and I'm still working full time.
At that point, yeah.
At that point. So I ended up probably doing 2 or 3 really nice cars on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And getting, this was like 2000s, 2001, 2003. So I started really thinking about, I'm getting close, not close to retirement, but I was looking at a point where, I can change careers again and do something, because I've been doing building stuff for a long time. And we got the opportunity to move out here, the ex-wife and I, and be debt-free and open up a shop. So I went, yep, that's how I'm doing it. So most of it's self-taught, it's determination. I think the biggest thing that most entrepreneurs get wrong, or the reason they fail, is they quit too early. That is actually probably the biggest failure of most entrepreneurs. They quit too early. 99% of this is just showing up and doing the work. That's 99% of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I get my butt out of bed every day and still get in here, at least 5 to 6 days a week. Even if I'm not doing anything, I still come in and talk to the cars and figure out what I'm doing and that kind of. So that's the other 1%. That's the important. You just gotta show up and do the work and be passionate about it. If you hate what you're doing, it'll show.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of that. So you notice it's a lot quieter in here.
We're hiring.
We are hiring, so it got a lot quieter in here.
It did.
In fact, we're going to go hire Tony Stark next.
Okay.
Sorry,
Mr.
Tony.
Stark.
We can't afford you, but you're here. You're an intern now.
There you go. All right. We'll see if we can hear you through that. We'll test that mic. Okay, Daren, how did you get started in VW restoration?
Well, I grew up in California, Southern California, and loved the little cars. And I used to buy them cheap and drive them around until they blew up and made half Bajas out of them. And we used to jump them and, stuff like that. And you could like buy fenders for $10. And you could, so we're like, well, we can wreck a fender. You just buy another one for $10 and bolt it on. So we did that. And, grew up around them. And I like little cars. So being the shop manager, like Spook said, we've had problems. And really the core of the whole thing is if you don't like these little cars, then you're just not going to make it. So
yeah.
They're weird little cars, and they have weird little problems and
personalities.
Yeah,
they do have personalities, and every one of them is different. I'm part of this group on VW. I mean, on Facebook. There's several VW ones, but there's one that this guy puts old pictures on from VW, like the original factory.
Yeah,
and how it changed. Also, the history. Besides just VWs were made in Germany. So this shows all of the changes and how they changed the administration. But anyway, it's pretty cool. So I follow all that, and you learn a lot of stuff like that. And it's just that these little cars have their own life. So they used to cover them up at night and all kinds of weird. They have these, if you could find one too, they used to have these tarps that had a big giant VW oval. And when you used to put them on train cars, they used to cover them up in a little blanket. Not only
tuck it in.
Yeah, they tucked them in and sent them on down the way. So they have their own little life. So really, that's why I got into it. I love the little cars. And here, I know we've said it a few times, I don't necessarily need to work, and I got other things going on, but I love the little cars, so I came over here to work on them, and then I got suckered into being the manager. And,
it's a slippery slope, isn't it?
What I'm saying. But anyway, so now I don't get to work on them as much, but I got to try to get other people to keep working on them. So we're hiring and need people to come work on them.
Come work for Iron Man.
Yeah, so we have fun with it though. So
that's awesome. Fantastic. All right, well, show us what's going on.
All right, let's go. We'll start out here. Follow Iron Man. It's a big Marvel day.
Yeah, there we go.
So out here, Corey's out here working.
Oh, yeah.
In a minute, but we'll walk over this way. Don't trip over the.
Thank you. Yes, that would.
Cars up. Come over this way, and we'll start over here. So we got some things going on in the room over here. Well, let's get this. As Mr. Zacanini probably is wondering.
Oh, yeah.
Under the cover right there, Mr. Zacanini, your car's still here. We're waiting on the motor still. So there
it is.
Triple white 79 Vert under that.
Nice.
And we're got a motor here, 1914 being built, and it's almost done. So I just wanted to plug up so he knows the car's still here. It didn't get stolen.
Yeah, it's still here.
We're doing some interior stuff and stuff like that, but we're waiting on the motor to come. Mr. Cabral's bus here. We're getting ready to sink the carbs and really little things here and there, but we're waiting on his insurance and tag so we can actually get it on the road and drive it a little bit. So other than that, we're almost done with that one. So
all right,
we've got Mr. Carlos's Ghia here. We're waiting on a parts list to give him a price on that. And it's sitting there, and back here in the corner here, it's like the parade of pans. If you can look over Range, Mr. Range is hiding in here because we're waiting on his tag and stuff too, and we're going to get him on the road. But there's Mr. Ferguson's Fergie II's pan right there. Its body's out in the other room in here. We'll see it in a minute.
Yeah.
The one over there is Mrs. Cripes, and they're trying to decide what they're going to do with it because we found a bunch of damage on it. All these panels go to the Squareback, and there's the pan grit. And
nice.
Build it. So we got a lot going on back here. We got black sand on the ground. No dirt. So if we walk through here, we come back out here. We got Mr. Hill's Ghia, 67 Ghia that's for sale. We talked about, so we got it running. Corey's changing the oil. We're about to send it home. There were some light issues. We got the reverse lights working. Some wire harness stuff done for him. We got it all up. Got his wipers working, and so it runs really good and it's ready to go. So we're doing a couple of notch things, and then we're gonna call him and it'll be done. Mr. Baylor's car, you haven't seen very much about it for a while, but we just put the motor back in it, got it running yesterday. He wanted that exhaust. That's his exhaust on there. We got it on there, and we're gonna send it home. There's a couple little things we have to do on it, and it's gonna go home. So it came not running, it's going home running, that one and this one.
All right, let's hold on, let me grab Corey while we got him. So how did you get into VW restoration?
So I've always had a passion for working on cars. I went to college to get my automotive technology degree.
Nice.
And I've worked on, I like making cars run that aren't supposed to run, and make faster that aren't. supposed to be faster. And
Yep.
I guess getting into Volkswagens, where my dad being the shop manager here is probably the biggest reason I got into Volkswagens.
Yeah.
More than other cars, but.
There we go. Well, we're glad. You know, Daren, maybe you could have another few kids and hire them. All right.
I beat him. That's how he works here. So.
All right. How about you, Superman?
I actually got my start with welding and just to end up working on cars.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me about 15 years to get to this point to where I was able to work on cars. And how I ended up here was I was actually sitting in the break room in my old job, hating my life. And when I saw this ad pop up, so I was like, you know, I'm gonna give it a try. And that's actually how I ended up here.
And we haven't scared you off yet, have we?
No, not yet. No, not yet. The old man is a little scary sometimes.
Well,
though.
you know. There we go. All right,
He
there you
likes
go.
the cars. He takes pictures of them, so we know he likes them.
Yeah.
How many we scared? How many we scared off since you've been here?
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. 5?
So it's not
No,
for everybody.
It's not for
It's
everybody.
been 5 since I've been here.
What's the best advice if somebody's like considering coming to work here? What would you tell them?
Patience.
Be patient.
Patience
Yes.
is the biggest thing with these cars. Because like when we get them in, it's all rust, basically, a lot of it. And rusty parts don't like to come off. So
Yep.
you gotta have a lot of patience.
That's true. That's true. You gotta love the little cars, right?
Yep, I
That's-
love them. There, so we'll continue on our little
All
thing.
right.
So the Gagne 66, it came in,
Yeah.
and it's going to get a little refresh. We're not doing any restoration or paint. It's an original
Okay.
car, and they just want us to make it run. It did run when it was put in the garage 30 years ago or something.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to go through all the rubber, put all new shocks and tie rods and all the safety stuff on it, new brakes, new battery, get it running as a 6-volt car. We're keeping it a 6-volt car. Get
Okay.
it running, you know, and get it on the road. And they bought new tires for it, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So just safety stuff and get it. They just want to drive it around some. Nothing fancy, but we're going to all new window seals, you know, and
Yeah.
new tail light seals and headlight seals, all the seals, door seals, all the seals are going to go on it. So
All right.
just refresh it up. We got Mr. White's car over here. That's,
Yeah.
we're about to put the motor back in it. All we're waiting on it too now is his interior. He ordered some door cards and some stuff like that. So we got that coming. But he
Great.
got some speaker panels that he ordered, our speakers, and we got a retro sound radio coming in that
Awesome.
we're going to put in here for him. So
Okay.
we'll get that done, and Mr. White's car will be going home. So
Well, nice.
let's go through here and see what else we got. We have a bunch. When we have a lot going on, it seems like we're talking forever. Oh, Mr. Yadinski's bus here. The Yadinski's,
Yeah.
the green and white one on there. We got on the cover, but their exhaust finally came in.
Oh, good.
Put a new motor and tranny in it, and the exhaust came in. So we're building it, and we're going to put it on there, and then we should be starting it next week.
Wow, great.
And hopefully getting it ready to go home.
Yeah.
We already saw Miss Judy and her little,
Yeah.
you know, these fenders and stuff are part of Fergie II.
Oh, okay.
Waiting. We know that.
Yep.
Mr. Park, we got this car almost. It's almost there now. We got he got the rest of the carpet put in. I don't know how much that was done.
Great. Yeah, he was working on that last
Yeah, I
week.
got all the carpet in. So we got door cards and seat covers coming. So when they get here, we can put those in. We're waiting on those now. They cleaned the car up a little bit because it's been sitting in here, you know, waiting on parts forever.
Yeah.
But we got it all cleaned up. Got Mr. Hersker, hopefully, fingers crossed. We're about to
Really?
check on that. And make that
Oh,
check
wow.
off. He does
Amazing. Amazing.
that. And then out here's Fergie II.
Yay.
65 Beetle. It's got parts everywhere. Went to blast. Superman there. Jeremy's been doing. You see, we got some damage in the
Yeah.
areas, and he's welding and tapping and beating. And then it's gonna go to him, and he's gonna do his magic. And
Great.
I think we might actually get a good video out of this one.
that one's
Yeah,
got a
pulling
lot of
that.
stuff.
Yeah, show
I
the
think-
people
yeah,
how you
well,
pull it. Come
yeah.
on.
It goes all the way down to here. There's a dent there too.
Yeah.
A lot of people they really do wonder about, you know, how can we make these panels so straight and not using
Right.
filler. This is actually a good candidate for the shrinking desk. and hammer
Oh,
down.
you guys
look
are in
this
for a
one in the
treat.
upcoming video.
So this, I don't remember seeing like damage on
It
it.
wasn't.
Ah,
Wasn't.
blast reveals. Oh,
Last
okay.
reveals all past sins.
Yeah.
And this is a factory sunroof car too. So
Oh, yeah,
there
how
it
about
is. So we'll probably do a video of us putting that sunroof back into because you don't see that very often.
Was there visible? Was it visible before blast? I
it
didn't
was
remember
just
that.
painted. You
All right.
blended
I think
in.
it was,
Ah.
it was
All
like I think it was 64, 65 was really the only years they had sunroofs.
Okay.
And there might be a couple other years, but that's the only ones I've ever really
Yeah.
seen.
But for this car, for a 65, it wasn't that bad when
It
we
was
got it back
65,
from blast.
66.
Right.
you know, we didn't have to replace the heater channels, but they had some parts where he had to do a little bit of work. Some of the package tray was great, which is weird, but it had some problems in the bottom there. Usually the package trays are gone on these early cars like that in the nose. So, but it's not bad at all. And we had the carpet hold down strips. They were just eat up. So I got new ones of those coming and stuff like that. So, but yeah, other than that, it's not too bad. So we're going to get this rough metal work should be done here next couple of days, and it's going to go to him, and he's going to do his wonder magic tricks, and then it'll be getting painted by him right after Miss Judy's done. Which
Miss Judy's flying.
She's just coming along.
Secondary. I should have all of like the secondary panels shot.
Yeah.
First part of next week.
We got the crop duster above.
It is that time of year, folks.
Yeah.
We don't mean like the fart dusters. We mean like actual crop dusters. We do live in an ag area. But yeah, Miss Judy's just flying along. So it's like I'm trying to do timing because I've got a whole period in between when I shoot and when I can start polishing.
Right. Okay.
So I've got a certain cure time. So it's like I'll prep the other stuff probably tomorrow that I shot yesterday. Flip that while I can do polish on the rest of the car.
Right.
So that way I have a day or two to let it cure. So it's all scheduled.
Great. All right. Well, anything else going on?
Yeah, if you look around, the parade of motors has got a little less because, like I said, we've got one back in the car. The other one's about to go back in the car, so we're moving those along.
Okay.
Corey's been doing pretty good on those motors.
Yeah, Corey's working really well. About to put Miss Bogan's back up there and get it set up, and then we'll be. I got to pull the one out of the green car, so then we'll have another one to work on. So.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We're getting down to a science. So we did a bunch of work on our test stand, brought it up into the 21st, 22nd,
Yay.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it
Next
works
is
a
we
little
got to
better.
put the gauges back on because it used to be gauges.
Huh.
New testing stuff.
All right.
Yeah, so
Sounds pretty good.
there we go.
That's what's going on this week, folks.
There you
You
go.
do that thing?
Yes.
Bye, nice
Bye, nice
people.